Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Lecture Notes. So today I'll be explaining a partition novel, Basti, which is written by Intizar Hussain. I've already explained chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this particular video I'll be explaining chapter 5 and 6. So what Zakhir feels is India and Pakistan are mirror image, same yet different, because on both the sides there is only question that is arising whether there will be a war or not. So as soon as Zakir wakes up, he sees that on every wall, every bus, truck, or every car, there is only one poster, and on which there is a slogan, Crush India, Crush India. As well as in every house, there is only one subject, in every gathering, there is only one topic, whether there will be war or not. So Zakir dressed up and goes to Siraj to meet his friends, where Afzal says, Fellow, in times like this, such things happen. Throats become strong and mind grows weak. So he's talking about the war, that mind grows weak because people doesn't realize that in war many people will be killed, and many people will be killed from their own side also. They will be killing also and they will be killed also. So he says that at this point of time throats become strong, that the promises, all the swears become strong, but it is the mind which grows weak. Then Afzal says, yeah, some people from those days have absolutely disappeared. As he spoke, he himself disappeared. What lost, forgotten faces suddenly welled up in his memory, some so misty that they come before his eyes and then slipped away, some so clear and bright that they itched themselves on the eyes, as now they have never, as though now they would never leave him. So, this is the thing about the memory. Some memories are so much stagnant in the mind that they do not disappear no matter what, and some memories which you want to cling to, they do tend to fade away. And then he says here, the writer Intizar Hussain has compared the migrants, the people who have uh, come from India to Pakistan or Pakistan to India, to kites. He says people have come from all kind of places, like kites from the string cut. They go flying and come down on a roof somewhere. So he says like the kites, they don't they have come long way from their original roots. Similarly, the people have come long way from their original roots and memories, and therefore there is a reason that now they feel kind of displaced. Another line from the novelist, Yar, he paused, then said somewhere hesitantly, Yar, was it good that Pakistan was created? I know one thing, Irfan said at last, in the hands of the wrong people, even right becomes wrong. So this is said by Zakhir, where every person in the society is trying to analyze whether the partition that occurred was right for them, or they have faced enough after the partition. And now there is a scene where Zakhir is sitting alone on a bench in a park, where he is kind of observing every person's walk. He says, a man is recognized by his walk, every man, every creature, but they're walking as though they have lost their identities. So when he's observing every person, what he feels that every person's shoulders or mind is so much occupied by the violence, protest, and now the impending war, that he has lost its own identity. Though war has given the divided the people on the basis of religion, but still they feel identity less and displaced. Now coming to chapter 6, there a letter comes from India which is written by his friend Surinder, and Surinder tells that he's working in Delhi and there is a woman who is very good in nature as well as in looks, and that particular lady he tells is Sabira. So initially he describes the physical description, where he says a wheat colored complexion, delicate features, slender figure, medium height, and honest and sincere manner. I always see her in a white cotton sari. She parts her hair in the middle and wears it in a plain braid. Her behavior is always reserved. She is quiet and melancholy. Yeah, her simplicity and sadness together have ravished my mind. So clearly, from the starting of Surinder's letter, he clearly shows that he is a great admirer of this woman, and later he tells that the woman is Sabira, the long lost love of Zakhir in his childhood. And now he tells that how Sabira is mentally so much strong that being a single Muslim girl at the time of partition, she is living alone in Delhi. He says, one Muslim girl who stayed alone in the whole of India. This seemed a strange thing to me. I know whole families left and some one person would stay behind, but this person was usually an old man. These old men who stayed on alone were not held by the thought of their property, but by the thought of their graves. There was no problem about property. People could go to Pakistan and enter a claim, and by entering false claims, they could even get a larger property in return for a smaller one. But no one can enter a claim for a grave. So he tells that this woman doesn't think about property. She's not thinking about money. All she thinks about is her independence, how she has established her independence by working at the time of partition, and secondly living alone at the time of partition in Delhi. He says that only the old Muslim people are left in India, who only are there not because of property, because of the claim, because they want to be buried at the same place where they were born. And then Zakhir tells that how, Zakhir now is thinking about Sabira, and he says, this is still the contents of the letter where Surinder says, here how strange it is that the same town become for one of its inhabitants who has left the country more meaningful than before, so that he dreams about it, while for another inhabitants all its meaning disappears, so that even though he is in the same country, he never feels any desire to see the town again. The first three lines, he's talking about Zakir and his family, that they have left the country and still that place, the place they have left has more meaning for them. For them, Roopnagar and Vyapur both are the essentials of their building block, their Zakir's childhood, and he still cherishes that place in his memory and he longs for that place. While on the other hand, Sabira is living few hours away from that property, but doesn't have any meaning attached to it. She doesn't have any feeling attached to it, and she doesn't have any desire to see that property again. This is the reason that she's living in Delhi, but she has never gone to Roopnagar to see that property again. And then this is the line said by Zakir where he says, and sometimes I feel that in my childhood I must have offended some holy man, and he cursed me, son, your native town will no longer let you see her. Her here is referred to Sabira, and these lines are said by Zakir where he is so much sad that because of the partition he cannot go to India and visit his hometown and not see Sabira also. Again, the content of Surinder's letter, he is concluding the letter by saying, so my friend, time is passing. We are all in the power of time, so hurry and come here. Come and see the city of Delhi and the realm of beauty, for both are waiting for you. Come and join them before silver files apart in her hair and your head becomes a drift of snow and our lives are merely a story. So he says that before we all become too old to recognize each other, so please come before that time and visit us. So after reading the letter, Sake tells his mother, Ammi Jan, that how Sabira is living alone in India, to which Ammi Jan's reply is, she turned out to be an extremely self-willed girl, talking about Sabira. First of all, I want to know why, when the whole family came away from there, she stayed behind. Why, if she had come here, some arrangement or other would have been made for her. Her marriage would have been arranged somehow within the family. There she is unmarried and lives in a lousy life. And she Since she did stay there, well, she could at least have paid a bit of attention to the old mansion, but that wretched girl didn't go at all. She didn't look in even once. Finally, refugees came and took over the place. She would have been the sole owner of the house. So, according to Ammi Jan, she says that if there was no point, first of all, staying alone, and then she says if she could have come with us, we could thought of our marriage in the own house. And third of all, she's complaining that if she wanted to live in India, she could have stayed in Roopnagar and protected their house, and they didn't have any problem if she was the sole owner. So this is the point of view of women in the society at that point of time. Their priority is marriage, while on the other hand, Sabira is someone different who prioritize her independence and her occupation, her profession, more than getting married. So as soon as then his Zakhir's friend came to his house, and Zakhir is still thinking about um, Sabira and going back to India to visit them. So, as soon as Zakir confessed to his friend that he wants to go to India, his mother announced the war has settled. All things could hear was siren and announcement that switch off the lights. Then they heard an explosion as though the bomb has fallen in some far off unknown town, and then unfathomable silence. A heartful quiet. It appeared as whole city seemed to be motionless, holding its breath. So as soon as he is in his memory and he has decided that he wants to visit India, what he sees the reality that there are explosions, there is a unpronounced but impending war that might happen, and this is the reason that he cannot travel back to India. So as soon as he moves towards his fantasy land where he has decided to go to India, he is shaken by the reality where there is full of siren and commotion, where he could not switch on the light in his own house also at night. So thank you for watching this video, and if you want us to make a video on any other novel, poem or drama, do comment in the comment box.